Economic Council meeting ended at the presidential villa in Abuja today with a recommendation to negotiate a new minimum wage for workers. Other government intervention proposed to include the implementation of a cash transfer program based on the social register of the state and also a cash award policy for public servants for 6 months, amongst others. Let's join our State House correspondent Femi Akande, who is live at the presidential villa. Femi, the governors are proposing a cash transfer program that is based on a social register of the state. What do they have against the National Social Register of the previous administration?
Well, if they doubt and question the integrity of the National Social Register prepared by the previous administration of our President Muhammadu Buhari, what a lot of them are saying is that they do not know the modalities adopted in coming up with that register. They do not know how the names in that register was compiled. They do not know who are the beneficiaries of the conditional cash transfer and other programs of the National Social Investment Program. And, you know, they have always questioned these, but this is the first time that they will be coming out to speak up against this National Social Register. What is now the next step for them is to come up with the social registers at the state level, because they feel that they are closer to the people. They know their people. They know who are the poor and vulnerable people in their need of this conditional cash transfer. So we expect the state governors to step up to the plate and come up with a social register that works. Femi.
We have the resolution now, 52 days after the removal of fuel subsidy. Do we have the time frame for implementation, particularly for the state governments?
Well, we expect immediate action on the part of the state governors, because they all understand that the removal of fuel subsidy has disrupted the country's national life, especially in the areas of transportation, jobs, businesses, and even the economy as a whole. And, you know, what they are saying is that everyone would have to take responsibility. All 3 tiers of government would have to show that responsibility in their various capacities to ensure that they help cushion the impact of the removal of fuel subsidy. On the government side, what they have agreed to do is to cut down the cost of governance. How they will do that remains to be seen. But, you know, what they are saying is that it's left for every governor to go and look inward and determine how they would try to reduce the cost of governance, so that the excess money that would now accrue from cutting down these huge cost of governance would now be will now be channeled towards other means like infrastructure and other aspects that would directly impact the lives of the masses. And Femi, you should also know that the Federal Inland Revenue Service made a presentation at the National Economic Council meeting. Well, it's cheering news from them. They are saying that they have exceeded their immediate target, and they intend at the end of the year to exceed the 10 trillion naira target given to them in this year's budget. And they are already projecting that by next year, the target for them will be 25 trillion naira. So on the long run, it's looking good if all of the processes are followed diligently. Nifemi.
The question on the minds of Nigerians: where all this money, and how does government intervene in such a way that the quality of life gets better, particularly with the increase in pump price of petrol? But we'll continue this conversation subsequently. Femi Akande live for us at the presidential villa. Coming up, and flood continues to ravage some states in Nigeria. Residents of Ondo State have been charged to stop dumping refuse in drains. Some residents who were affected by the ravaging disaster are assured that appropriate agencies will look into it. Ayodeji Muradio reports.
Ondo State, southwest Nigeria, was not spared by flooding, which ravaged many communities across the country. Communities mostly affected by this disaster in the state are Akure, Iloluji-Okegbo, Ala, Eseldo, among others. The disaster left sour taste in the mouths of many who lost property worth millions of naira to flooding.
Children that go to school buy food. So whenever it's raining and there is flood, they have to go back home. So, and this road is a major road even to other communities.
We spend money here and the rain comes, it will wash away everything and it will record the wasted effort. So at this point, we can no longer continue like this. This is devastating.
According to investigation, most areas affected were flooded due to human error. Indiscriminate dumping of refuse by the people in drains is the chief cause of flooding. Members of the State House of Assembly are worried about this development and directed appropriate government agencies to check it.
Do best in the House of Assembly with the Right Honourable Speaker of this 10th Assembly. We have sent a letter to all the dignitaries that have to do with that issue, like the Commissioner of Works, should stop dropping refuse in the drainage, so that whenever they stop doing that, I think it will reduce the issue of flooding in different local government.
The National Emergency Management Agency has sensitized residents of Akure, especially market women, of the danger inherent in indiscriminate dumping of refuse on waterways.
To sensitize people on the need to have a cleaner environment, to clear our drains and be mindful of the upcoming flood, so that people don't walk against flooding or driving across flooded area.
With stern warning about looming flood disaster by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency.